content creators coming out of film schools and coming into the marketplace now, who have this old mentality, this mentality of the old way of doing things. I did for a long time. Classic Hollywood.
Spend everything you're worth for the dream.
Yeah, all that you throw, you risk everything on the one movie, as opposed to, you know, I always tell people, I'm like,
mortgage my house.
Look, if someone tells me like, I'm going to give you $250,000 to make a movie, I'm like, great, I'm going to go make 5 movies. Like that's my mentality. That's my mentality. I'm going to diversify, so I have complete control of my creative output, and I nullify the risk. And that's the business. That's a business model that can make sense, that can roll. But if you roll it all on the one, and you're like, well, I need 250 to make the story play. I'm like, well, then this is your first one. Don't do that, man.
It doesn't make sense. It's like this. Okay, I want to start a business. We'll just put film on the table for now. I want to start a business, and
selling olive oil and vinegar, let's say.
Yeah. Well, you know more about that, so I don't even know where to. But well, I mean, something like that. You know, it's like I want to start a business. But in order to start this business, I need $500,000.
Sure.
So I have to go talk to lawyers, doctors, whoever
Banks,
I know,
yeah,
with a business plan.
Sure.
And convince them of this new software that doesn't exist. Oh, and by the way, my experience with software is like this.
Right.
Very minimal. I just learned it last year. I just graduated.
I watched somebody.
Whatever school.
I saw somebody code once.
Yeah, I saw somebody code once, but I have to go talk people into giving me $500,000. Or you can just say like some pilot product or something that you have to actually get developed, or, you know, whatever. There's a difference between, there's a way to do it and there's a way to do it. Like going out and trying to convince people for $500,000 on a theory, because that's all your stuff is a theory.
You're right.
You don't know if it's going to work until it's in the marketplace, and then the market's going to decide. There's so many films that people are like, yeah, everybody's going to love it. You get it in the marketplace, flops. Then there's films that everybody's like, why in the world did this thing take off? Everybody's got question marks, but the market wanted to see it. It's the same thing on YouTube. How many people do you see on YouTube doing so well? And you're like, what is it about? I don't get it. Like, but the market loves it. And then there's content and channels that's like, man, this is really good stuff. They really need more views, but the market doesn't think so. So you don't know what the marketplace wants. You will never know what the marketplace wants looking in from the outside. The only way is to actually have a product that you insert into the marketplace and you see what it does. That's the only way to figure out, and you collect data. So for that guy who has that $500,000 business plan for this theory, and he begs people for 5 years.
I was about to say, at least 5-year, 10-year process, right?
Yeah, maybe he gets it, maybe he doesn't. But if he does get it, he, you know, makes the product or whatever, puts it in the marketplace, and it flops. Guess what happens? You're back to square one, only worse. You lost a whole lot of people money now. Now you're in jail, not literally.
And now it's not theory. They know that you can't do it.
Yeah. So that's one way to do it, and it sucks because you're taking all the risk. There's nothing to ameliorate that. There's no insulators. There's no nothing. It's pure, unadulterated risk. Like milk of magnesia, straight up extract. You're putting the pipe in the tree and the straight sap's coming out. Risk. Okay? The other way, this is all it is. Like risk pouring, pumping through your veins, just risk.
It's risk.
Wake up, what you want? I just want risk.
It's like mine's was like utter fear, and yours is like risk.
Risk. Yeah, it's just pure risk for risk's sake. Just pure risk.
Because of the dream, because of ego, because of
and that's the way that everybody thinks that it's always been done, even though time and time again it's not how it's always been done. That's just the way it's projected to think, even in film. The other way is minimum viable product. The other way is lean projects. Yes. You know, just like with business, they say the lean startup. You can go and you can shop around an idea that you need $500,000 for, or you can start a lean business that you can start right now with something that you have access to. So if you're talking about creating software and you have limited experience, well, how about you shelf that now? Don't get rid of it. Just shelf it for now. And think about another business model that you can start that you have access to that you could start with your own money. And that's how you got the guy who, not Napster, He started printing people CDs for them. That's all he did. You know, and they were like, "Oh, you print CDs," and then a whole bunch of people started, and then boom, huge business.
Right.
You know, it's like starting with something accessible that you don't have to go find money for. The lean startup, because what happens? You can get into it for no money. So what does that allow you to do?
Experiment.
Make a product. Boom. What does the market do? Does it like it? Does it not? And even if it doesn't like it right away, you can hit them again. You can Gatling gun things out and make tweaks and zero in on what the market wants to see.